Hello everyone, Newborn Investor here and welcome to another video. Today we are going to talk about the recent allegations made by the short seller Hindenburg Research against Nikola Motors. So if you're interested, make sure to stick around as we are starting right now. Nikola shares a tumbling after Hindenburg Research called the company, quote, an intricate fraud built on dozens of lies. The short seller published a detailed article revealing why they consider the electric truck maker to be a fraud. Before we get to the details, if you like the video and find it valuable, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button as it keeps me motivated to put in the long hours for making these videos. Alright, so now let's delve into the details of the report one by one. Trevor Milton's pre-Nikola days. Hindenburg Research starts off by questioning the credibility of Trevor Milton, the founder and executive chairman of Nikola. The short seller alleges that Trevor has a track record of taking technology from others and claiming as his own. The article continues to take a deep dive on Trevor Milton's career. Trevor started off his career with an alarm sales company which he sold for $300,000. Hindenburg Research interviewed the buyer of the company who indicated that Trevor overpromised, resulting in a complete loss for the buyer. The short seller also interviewed Trevor's partner at that time, who had a 50% stake in the company. His partner indicates that Trevor falsely led him to believe that the exit was much smaller and he ultimately received only $100,000 for his 50%. Following the alarm business exit, Trevor launched an online classified ads website that sold used cars called upillar.com, which eventually failed. Trevor then ventured into alternate energy vehicles and launched the company called Dybrid Inc. In this venture, Trevor joined forces with an engineer named Mike Shrout, who had developed compressed natural gas conversion technology for diesel engines. Shrout brought technical expertise while Trevor would bring his business experience. Dybrid got off to a good start as it entered into an agreement with a major trucking company, Swift, to convert up to 800 trucks. The agreement, which Hindenburg Research located through litigation records, called for the conversion of an initial 10 trucks for testing with a commitment to convert 800 trucks thereafter. Swift later sued Dybrid, alleging that the company delivered only 5 trucks that didn't work and that Dybrid's officers misappropriated capital for personal use. To fight the lawsuit, Trevor reached out to new investors and claimed that the deal with Swift was worth between $250 to $300 million, but in reality it was only $16 million. Hindenburg Research solidifies the claims by sharing emails exchanged between Trevor and other investors where Trevor claims the Swift deal to be worth $250 million. Following the Swift litigation, Dybrid was looking for a buyout, but the deal ended in more litigation, with the buyer alleging that Dybrid made numerous misrepresentations about its capabilities. In 2012, with Dybrid mired in litigation, Trevor started a new company with his dad, choosing a very similar name, Dybrid Systems. The new company quickly resumed its focus on CNG fueling systems, except Trevor and his father now owned the entity, leaving Trevor's former partners with nothing. Trevor then falsely claimed to prospective partners that Dybrid had been in operation for years. Hindenburg Research released examples of such marketing materials that falsely suggested that Dybrid Systems began in 2011, when in fact the entity had been formed in October 2012. In 2014, Dybrid Systems was acquired by Worthington. Hindenburg Research interviewed a former employee who disclosed the fact that Dybrid concealed potentially fatal product issues from Worthington in order to close the deal. About a year after the deal, Worthington identified problems with the Dybrid Systems acquisition and wrote down the value of Dybrid assets. Nikola and claims to revolutionize transportation. Trevor founded Nikola in late 2014 and continued to line up suppliers to assemble the company's first truck with third-party parts. On May 9, 2016, Nikola announced that it had developed a product that would revolutionize the field of transportation: hydrogen fuel cell technology. At the beginning of August 2016, 4 months before the reveal of Nikola's flagship product, Nikola One, the automaker suddenly announced that it had pivoted from compressed natural gas technology to hydrogen fuel cell technology. The press release claimed that the technology had already been engineered successfully, but according to inside sources, there were no in-house hydrogen capabilities and no hydrogen partners. Nikola One. In December 2016, Nikola Motors revealed its revolutionary truck called the Nikola One. At the event, the automaker confirmed that Nikola One is a functioning and fully built truck. Hindenburg Research in their article shares some behind-the-scene pictures as evidence to show how incomplete Nikola 1 was at the time of revelation. Trevor had H2 stenciled on the Nikola 1 truck despite the truck having zero hydrogen capabilities. According to insiders, Nikola 1 contained a turbine designed for natural gas and absolutely zero hydrogen technology. Hindenburg Research says that Nikola has made false statements and has conducted misleading truck demonstrations. In January 2017, the company raised capital as part of its Series A round. It also signed partnerships in the months to come with companies like major automotive supplier Bosch as well as fuel cell and hydrogen partners. Following the show, the automaker abandoned development of the Nikola 1, and according to insider text messages, the Nikola 1 event already served its purpose, which was to draw in partners and investors. Hindenburg accuses Nikola of staging a video called Nikola 1 in Motion, which showed the semi-truck cruising on a road at a high rate of speed. This, according to Hindenburg Research, was an action intended to show progress and deceive the public, and Nikola had the truck towed to the top of a hill on a remote stretch of road and simply filmed it rolling down the hill. Additionally, the short seller alleges that the truck revealed could not power itself, so an electric cable was used. Also, mock-ups of the infotainment pages were loaded onto the in-cabin displays. These are some serious allegations questioning the credibility of Nikola and its flagship product. Nikola announces game-changing battery technology. In November 2019, Nikola announced that it had solved one of the greatest challenges facing sustainable energy, a high-density battery. Trevor estimated the value of the new technology to be worth hundreds of billions. Hindenburg Research states that Nikola signed a letter of intent to acquire the technology for $56.5 million from Zapco Limited, but later realized that it was vaporware. Furthermore, Nikola learned that the president of the battery company it intended to acquire had been indicted months earlier for misusing his NASA expense account. In-house production of key components. Nikola had always made claims that its key components were developed in-house, and according to Hindenburg Research, they appeared to be buying or licensing them from third parties. One example Hindenburg Research found was that Nikola actually buys inverters from a company called Cascadia. In a video showing off its in-house inverters, Nikola concealed the Cascadia label with a piece of masking tape. Cooked up order book. As of the latest quarter, Nikola reported 14,000 cancelable reservations for its trucks, among which Anheuser-Busch had a contract for 800 trucks, and the contract allowed Busch to cancel any time with 1 year notice, or if a 90-day road test did not meet expectations, or simply if the trucks were not delivered. Nikola also had orders from Republic Services, but those appear to be battery electric vehicles and not hydrogen-powered models. Hindenburg Research alleges that the production of these trucks has not begun yet. The rest of Nikola's reservation seems to be non-committal. Distancing partners and investors. Nikola's key partners and backers have been cashing out aggressively. Worthington, Bosch, and ValueAct have all sold shares. Nikola recently struck a deal with GM. Through this deal, GM gets 11% stake in Nikola for non-cash contributions such as engineering and validating Nikola's truck, $700 million in expense reimbursements, supply contracts, and 80% of the electric vehicle credits. Hindenburg Research claims that as Nikola GM deal boosts the stock price, key partners and investors continue to exit. Executive Chairman's compensation. According to Hindenburg Research, Trevor has ensured that he is not going down with the ship. He cashed out $70 million around the IPO and amended his share lockup period from 1 year to 180 days. The short seller alleges that Trevor has laid the groundwork to extract hundreds of millions from Nikola years before ever delivering on his promises. Now, what is ahead for Nikola? We just discussed some of the few allegations raised by Hindenburg Research, and they have challenged Trevor to prove them wrong. Hindenburg Research disclosed that they're short on Nikola, which would mean that they will benefit big time if all these allegations are proven to be true. Since the report came out, Nikola has plunged and the short seller should already be profitable on the trade. Following Hindenburg Research, Citron Research joined the Nikola attack and called the automaker a total fraud. In response to the short seller report, Trevor Milton responded by tweeting, quote, "Cowards run, leaders stay and fight for integrity. Hindenburg is only making people love us more for trying to destroy us. It will take the test of the day to address the one-side false claims, but I will put a detailed report to address it. In the meantime, troll on." In a later tweet Saturday night, Trevor mentioned that he's working on a clear, factual, low emotional answer to the short seller report. He also states that it should be out before the market opens on Monday. With that being said, if you have any questions about anything discussed in this video, please drop me a comment and I'll make sure to follow up with you. Also, if you liked this video and found it valuable, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. I really appreciate your support as it keeps me motivated to put in the long hours for making these videos. So until you hear from me again, stay safe and thanks for watching. Bye.